In 1938, the people of Dana, Enfield, Greenwich, and Prescott, and several nearby villages were forced to leave their homes and businesses to allow creation of the massive Quabbin Reservoir to provide water for the growing city of Boston. Almost 80 years later, the Friends of Quabbin Group keep the memory of those towns alive. This past summer, they held a bicentennial celebration for the town of Enfield. Producer Dave Fraser was there and brings us the story.
At the turn of the 20th century, growing demands for water in the Boston metropolitan region created a need for new sources of drinking water, and the Swift River was identified as a possible site for a new large reservoir. The sacrifices of the former residents of the valley, in towns of Enfield, Greenwich, Dana, and Prescott, who gave up their land and a way of life so that the Quabbin Reservoir could be built, must never be forgotten.
The town of Enfield lay in the Swift River Valley, one of the four towns. It was incorporated originally in 1816, February 15th of that year. When the Quabbin Reservoir was built back in the 1930s, it uprooted 2,500 people who lived in the four valley towns. And for them, they never got to see the bicentennial celebration of their town. They dispersed to different towns around in the local area, but also further flung areas in the country. But for them, it was a place where they could really never return to their home. And so this is what would have been the bicentennial year of its incorporation. So this was a way for us in being able to honor the founding of Enfield and the continued memory, and also recognizing the sacrifices of the former residents of the town of Enfield.
You gotta move. Boston needs the water. It hurts right here. Hurts right in the heart. Because that was home to us as kids.
Well, my father was highway superintendent, so we knew way back in the early 30s. That's when he knew something was up. They didn't come right out and say what it was.
What I remember most about Enfield, Massachusetts was when they were clearing the area with these big tractors hauling trees up and down the road. And then at night, you would see all these huge bonfires, probably 4 or 5 of them in different areas burning around. And that's the way they got rid of most of the trash and everything. And sometimes they even burn houses.
I was born in Enfield 1925. We were there for the 1938 hurricane, and then we stayed there during the winter and moved the following year. We lived right near the Swift River branch, which ran into the Swift River. And my dad used to take the ice in the winter. We used to push the ice down to the old swimming hole, and then he'd come down with the wagon and load up the wagon and bring it to the ice house. And of course, covered the ice with sawdust, to keep it for the rest of the summer.
Born in 1934 in the town of Enfield on Hill Street. Actually, the doctor did not get a chance to take Mother to the hospital, so I was born at home. And we do come in here, right into the village of Enfield. My grandparents had a farm, so we're able to get a pass once a year, and we come down to visit my grandparents' farm.
Well, it's kind of hard because listening to one of the speeches from the recreational gentleman that gave, he says that the people gave up their land. They didn't give up their land, it was taken from them. They gave them no choice, either you accept what we're offering or you get nothing. Now, they got away with it then, but you couldn't do that nowadays, not at all.